Hey guys, I'm Shark from Teamworks again, and today I'm gonna do another deck profile for Genesis this time. I was planning to do Nubatama first because it's one of my 4 main clans that I play, so I thought I might be able to give my input first. But the thing is, I haven't finished testing and exam is a pain, so I haven't have time much to test yet. So today I'm gonna do a deck profile on Genesis Force, so Valkyrion deck profile. So let's start with the starter. Of course we want this one because he's the cooler one, of course, and we have that me. Okay. We have 4 crit of Battle Maiden Kukura Hime, and 4 copy of Cyber Tiger. The reason I run 8 crit is because Valkyrion is not that threatening with just 1 crit. So having that more chance of getting 8 crit on Valkyrion attack is better. So that's why I run 8. I guess if you want to, you can run 12. I don't really recommend it, but yeah, I think 8 is enough. So next, of course, we run 4 draw PG and 4 heal. That is not that yeah. So let's get started with the first grade 3 we have here is the Almighty Quaking Heavenly Dragon Asteroid Dragon. I have no idea how to pronounce that name, but yeah. So his skill is, if your Vanguard has 5 or more force marker, you get a Astral Plane on your back row Vanguard. You probably already all know that, unless you're very behind on Vanguard. In that case, why you watching it? So his skill is, act on Vanguard once per turn. Count last one, get an imaginary gift force and put it on the Vanguard circle. Second skill, act on Vanguard once per turn. If your Astral Plane has a unit, you can Soul Blast one and draw a card. So that's a pretty good skill. I would say the VR is a bit lacking. I would say this is pretty strange since the VR usually is a lot better than the trial deck one. Okay, maybe except like I guess you could say Naval Case is better than Maelstrom in one point, but right now Maelstrom is better. We also have Uranus. A lot of people said that Uranus is better since it can also be used on rearguard. I mean, Counterblast one is usually cheaper, but in Genesis, but in this deck it's not that cheaper. So I would say it's okay. I mean, it's just a backup force marker because you want to get your force marker anyway, and that Soul Blast and draw does come in handy sometime. Let's go to Uranus now. Gleaming Lord Uranus. He's 20,000 power, grade 3 force marker. If your Vanguard has 4 or more force marker, your back will become an Astral Plane. When placed, you can Soul Blast 2, gain the measure gift force, and put it on the Vanguard circle. Pretty good. You can also use this on rearguard, which is why it's pretty good. You can either ride this or this, doesn't really matter. I mean this you can Soul Blast and draw, which is quite useful since that draw could come in handy. You can stack something with Prometheus and then draw it right away with this if you have Valkyrion on the field already, which does happen sometimes. We also have 4 copy of Great Deity Valkyrion. I might pronounce the name wrong, but so this skill is basically when placed on the rearguard circle, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put one among them to the drop zone, and this unit drive check become equal to the grade of the card put into the drop zone, and put the rest of the card to the deck and shuffle. So usually you want to, if you look at the top 5 and you basically, let's say you get all the grade, I would recommend you to put a grade 3 since 3 drop checking is pretty a lot. But let's say you get a Valkyrion on the top, why would you not want to drop Valkyrion? There's not many ways you can just auto win with Valkyrion right away. So that's why you want to keep Valkyrion going to the drop zone from deck, or else you basically will never draw it, and less chance of drawing it is pretty bad. Unless you have a 1 spare and you're sure that you can either win it now or win it later. But other than that, I recommend just putting a grade 3 down. Of course, usually you're just gonna get like a grade 2 or something. But yeah, so let's get started with grade 2. First now, we run. I have Forced Forest. I don't think that is the correct pronunciation. These names are so hard. So his skill is on Vanguard and Rearguard. Continuously during the battle, it boosted. It gained 5k. And on Vanguard auto, when it attack, you can Soul Blast 1, review the top 3 card you attack, add 1 grade 3 or greater from one into your hand, and put the rest to the soul. This is pretty good. This is basically when attack, Soul Charge 2. No, it basically is, yeah. Basically when attack, review the top 3, add a grade 3, and add a grade 3 to grade 3 or greater. And if you don't find any, you get to Soul Charge 2. If you found one, you get a Soul Charge 1, basically, because if you get a grade 3, you get to Soul Charge 2, you can Soul Blast 1. So either way, the second skill is a plus, but it's only on Vanguard. So you're probably not going to use it that often. You're probably just going to have it as a 15k beater, but he's definitely the best ride target for grade 2. Next we have Prometheus. His skill is when placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, you can look at the top 2 cards you attack, put one among them to your soul, and put the rest to the top of the deck. I think you need to put to the soul. I don't think you split up to. So his second skill is also when they attack. If your opponent Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, this unit and one of your Vanguard get 5,000 power. This is pretty good. Boost up Uranus a bit, like if Uranus, if any of the grade 3 need more power up from 63,000, maybe 68 is a better number, you know. And he's a 15k attacker, which is pretty good. I would argue it's better than his boosted skill, but it does require on your opponent. But your opponent is going to be riding a grade 3 eventually anyway, so yeah. Next we have Pluto. I think that's his name, Pluto. At the end battle, he attack. You can counterblast 1, put into the soul, choose one of your unit, and gain 10,000 power. And if your Vanguard is Astro Poet, you can put a force marker on your Vanguard. Astro Poet is only Uranus and Quaking Dragon. Other than that, all the other cards not Astro Poet, if you're asking. Because I got confused by that a bit, and I realized, oh, okay, they're not Astro Poet. Sorry, man. But yeah, let's go to the grade 1 now. We have him. His skill is basically auto on Vanguard, when placed, Soul Charge 1, and on Rearguard, act on Rearguard, counterblast 1, put your soul, draw a card, and put an imaginary gift on your Vanguard if your Vanguard is an Astro Poet. So this is pretty good, since you just get counterblast and basically get an imaginary gift force by putting him to the soul. So you counterblast, Soul Charge 1, and get it magic. I think that's pretty worth it, since you draw the card back and you potentially get a good card. So, and if you this deck have like 2 ride targets, so if you ride in Vanguard, it's fine. It's not going to be as good as this one, but it's still going to be good to get that one Soul Charge off. Now we also have her, with her skill is on Vanguard and Rearguard, when placed, you can draw a card, put up to 1 card from your hand to the bottom deck, and then if this card is placed on the Vanguard, you can Soul Charge 2. Pretty decent. And now the second skill that I barely use, I don't think I have ever used before, that at the end battle attack, you can Soul Blast 2 and return it to your hand. I mean, I guess you get to reuse the skill. Not that impressive though, but yeah. Next we have the Bear. His skill is when placed, you can look at the top 7 cards you deck. Search your deck for up to 1 Valkyrion to your hand. And if your Vanguard have 2 or less force marker, you need to put a card from your hand to the soul. So this card is okay as a searcher, but it's not that impressive, so I run him at 2 off. You can actually run more of her, I'm going to talk in a second. Just take these 2 out. This come in handy sometime. I wouldn't say it come as handy as when I first thought. I thought, okay, we finally have a Valkyrion searcher. This deck is going to be great. But this doesn't really do much. You usually get it by anyway with him, or you just draw with Prometheus, feature the deck, and you probably already get it anyway. So yeah, he does come in handy sometime for that searcher. He's usually good like when you ride a grade 3 once, if you have 3 force marker, because at first I thought, okay, even if I put a card from hand to soul, it's a minus. Well, it's not a minus, but it's a 1-for-1, but I get to plus my soul. But this deck barely uses any soul, so it's not that worth it. Now we also have Witch Girl. Her skill is basically, when placed on Guardian server, you can counterblast one and you gain 10k shield, and if my Vanguard is an Astral Poet, you gain Imaginary Gift Force and put it on the bank. This is actually a lot better than I first thought. I thought this card is bad when I first saw it, but she's actually pretty good. So yeah, I guess you can run more if you want to boost that Force marker to a blimp, but yeah. This deck list is what I tested with, and I'm gonna show a gameplay in a second, but yeah. Of course, there are a lot of things that you could change. I saw a lot of people running the ponytail orange hair girl. I saw a lot of people running that instead of Prometheus or Pluto, so I guess you could try that, but it's only like an on-ride Vanguard target once, and you never use it again, and there's a vanilla after that, so I don't really like it, but maybe you guys like it, I don't know. I really don't know, but yeah, you guys might enjoy it. Of course, there are a lot of decision making in this deck, not decision making, I mean decision on making the deck build. So this is just an example deck list I give to you guys. You guys can change around, like, you don't need to run 4 Valkyrion if you want, but I would recommend it, because this is the win con the deck. That is not as worth it as I would hope, because he's just an extra bait stick. So this deck is like 2 big attack, and if you want a perfect art, pretty much sad. So this kind is very not that good against Protect Clan. And the 8 crit is kind of trying to help it. But yeah, so let's get to the gameplay, shall we?